All right, let's talk about something that every trader runs into. You set up a great indicator, you're ready to find that perfect entry, and then chaos. It feels like you're drowning in signals. Today, we're going to look at a really clever strategy that helps you cut through all that noise by using a single indicator to filter itself. It's all about turning that chaos into a clear, usable signal.
So, does this look familiar? Your chart is just lit up with buy, sell, and you're getting whipsawed back and forth. It's almost impossible to figure out what's a real move and what's just, market noise. It's a super common problem.
So why does this happen? Well, it's usually because you're using what we call a fast setting on your indicator. Now, fast means it's super sensitive, designed to react to every tiny little price change. And while that sounds great, what you actually get is signal overload, a total storm of signals that ends up being way more confusing than helpful.
Okay, so what's the solution? Do we add more indicators and make things even more complicated? Nope. The fix is actually way more elegant. What if we could use the same indicator twice to filter itself? That's the core idea we're digging into, using one tool in two different ways to create one heck of a filter.
The best way to get your head around this is to think of it like a military operation. First, you've got your fast indicator. This is your scout. The scout is quick, nimble, and highly sensitive. Its job is to be on the front lines, spotting every potential move. But it also kicks up a lot of dust and raises a lot of false alarms. Then you have the slow indicator. This is your general. The general is patient and moves deliberately. With a low sensitivity setting, the general isn't fazed by minor skirmishes. Its only job is to confirm the direction of the main battle, the primary trend.
So, here's the golden rule. The general, our slow indicator, is the ultimate gatekeeper. It tells us if the overall trend is up or down. Think of it as either a +1 for an uptrend or a -1 for a downtrend. And the rule is dead simple. We only pay attention to the scout's signals if they match the general's orders. So a buy signal from our fast scout is only valid if the slow general confirms we're in an overall uptrend. Simple as that.
Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice on a chart? Well, there are two main ways to do it. Let's start with the first one, which is the more visual, straightforward approach. We'll call it the overlay filter.
With this method, you literally just plot everything. First, you put your fast scout signals right there on your price chart. You're going to see every single one of them. Then, in a separate window right below your chart, you plot your slow general indicator. The final step is all you. It's a manual check. You look down at the general, see which way the trend is going, and then you decide which of the scout signals up top are worth acting on.
But there's a pretty big catch with this method. You see all the signals, including all the ones you're supposed to ignore. This creates a ton of visual clutter, and honestly, it requires some serious mental discipline. It's really easy to get tempted by that counter-trend signal when it's just sitting there staring you in the face.
So if the overlay method is a little too messy and requires too much willpower, there's a more advanced and kind of cleaner alternative, the logic filter.
Now this is where things get really smart. This method basically automates the whole filtering process. So instead of showing you all the scout signals, the indicator does the heavy lifting behind the scenes. It generates those fast signals as background data. You never see them. Then it runs a simple logical check. If a fast signal pops up and the slow general's trend agrees with it, then and only then does it actually plot a clean, pre-filtered signal on your chart. And the result? It's like night and day. All that noise, all the false alarms, all the distractions, they get filtered out before they ever even have a chance to hit your screen. The only signals you see are the ones that have already passed the general's inspection. You're left with a clean chart showing only high-probability actionable signals.
So which one's for you? Well, it really comes down to your trading style. If you're a discretionary trader and you want to see all the raw data to see what's being filtered out, then the overlay method gives you that full picture, even if it's a bit noisy. But if you're building an automated system, or you just want a super clean chart that only shows you the A+ setups, the logic method is pretty hard to beat. It basically builds the discipline right into the code.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Beyond these two specific methods, what's the big picture lesson here? What's the strategic takeaway from all this? It really boils down to a few powerful ideas. First, an indicator can be its own best filter. You don't always need more tools. Second, a slow setting is fantastic for finding the primary trend, the big picture move. Third, a fast setting is great for spotting those short-term opportunities within that trend. When you combine them, you effectively separate the real signal from all the background noise. And that's the key. This isn't just some neat little trick. It's a powerful strategy for designing smarter, more robust trading systems.
And this idea, this concept of using a slow, stable filter to make sense of a fast, noisy stream of data, it's incredibly powerful, and it applies to so much more than just trading. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Where else in your life could applying a slow filter bring some much-needed clarity to all the fast information coming at you every day? Thanks for tuning in.